that most of the transgenders and certain people of this community drop out from schools because of stigmatization, and most of them lose an opportunity for livelihood and are pushed towards begging or coming to functions for tips. So the reason the schools need to be brought awareness about this community is not for any sexual reasons, but for reasons of ensuring the child is not stigmatized and he can complete his education completely so that he can be financially independent just like anyone else. There is one question. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud had set the tone with the slogan, "Take me as I am," in the Supreme Court judgment that read down Section 377. Now, he's the Chief Justice of India. In the face of the crumbling institutions in India, do you think he might just be the best bet for legal empowerment of the community?
Definitely. See, Justice Chandrachud has given so many rights to this country, and these rights were guaranteed by the fundamental rights of the Indian Constitution, and yet they were denied to the Indian citizens. The first thing which he did was to give right of privacy, which was one of the rights which we were also asking for. Then he gave us the rights in the Supreme Court when he was one of the five. The judge of one of the bench of the five judges, and now also today, because of him, that we are able to get the hearings so soon. Because the fact that he also decided to club all the petitions, because today, as of last year, there were petitions being heard at Delhi High Court, and there were petitions being heard at Tamil Nadu and Kerala and Delhi and Gujarat and all so many places. He said no. All the petitions are dealing with the same issue, same cause. So they are not to be heard separately. They all need to be clubbed under one court. And he brought all the petitions. There were 20 petitions. They all been clubbed together, and they will be heard by the five-member bench in the Supreme Court. So definitely. And also the hearings are coming up fast. The last hearing was I think in March, and now it is happening on 18th of April. So they're definitely pushing it forward because they believe in human rights. That's important. Our rights are nothing but human rights, and we definitely need our rights as Indian citizens. We need our rights as others are enjoying.
So, sir, what is your message to people who are paranoid about same-sex legalization?
I think we should not lose hope. As we have gone through the process in fighting for 377, though it took us 20 years. So we should be patient enough and be optimistic about winning, because as I mentioned earlier, it is going to be an education. I was telling Prishank, I said I see this entire process of this hearing of this case is going to be a proper like an education institution, delivering education to the people who are not aware of the facts. I don't blame the government. I don't blame anyone who is opposing us. I blame their ignorance. They are ignorant about these subjects, these topics, because they have not been taught this in schools. They have not been taught in our education system. So the education system to be blamed. So I am very hopeful that we will definitely get justice. We have all the evidence with us. We have the supportings. We have the documents, whereas the opposition doesn't have. They are just basing their statements on the basis of, it's going to be against culture and this, and it's going to create havoc in the society. how are you going to prove that it's going to create havoc in the society? There's absolutely no way, On the contrary, I said there are so many benefits, And the good thing is a lot of people are now supporting us. We have the Indian Psychiatry Association Society, which has filed a petition in the Supreme Court, which is supporting us for this. There is the Delhi Child Rights Commission, which has also filed a petition in the Supreme Court supporting us. So we are receiving a lot of support, and definitely international influence will be there in this case, as it has happened in 377. So we just have to be hopeful, and we have to just be patient enough. And I am optimistic. We will definitely win this case because ultimately justice listens to truthful people and not hypocrites. It is honesty which wins, and it is hypocrisy which loses.
Okay, another question from Ms. Savita. Will legal same-sex marriages pave the way for legal adoption of kids by same-sex couples?
Definitely. That's the next step. I mean, we are going step by step. So definitely, I always say India has got a huge population. India has got so many orphan children. I mean, look at the pandemic. How many children have got orphaned? They have no lives. They have no security. They have no future. I mean, if India legalizes adoption laws, imagine how many children are going to get such a bright future, good education, good future, Otherwise, these children are going to get criminals. They'll be in these homes, remand homes, and they'll turn prostitutes, beggars, criminals, alcoholics, drug addicts. Does India want to see increase of criminals in this country? Or India needs these children to be adopted and given a good future? India has to decide. We are just making a proposition, and again it is being scientifically and universally proved that we can be much better parents than heterosexual parents can be.
Two questions. Is there a petition on this already put that they can adopt, or only?
No. This petition is not going to hear about the adoption laws. This is strictly same-sex marriage petition. But this might come up in the hearing, and it has already come up. So this matter will be. I mean, it's up to the judges who are now going to hear the case whether they want to listen to the adoption issues during the course of hearing, or they may just refuse and say that just stick to the same-sex marriage issue and not talk about the inheritance and adoption laws at the moment.
Okay, Miss Srimati Jyotish, please. You can ask your question.
Namaste to everybody, and my namaskarams to Manavendra ji as well.
Namaste.
I can't agree more when you say that we are a land of hypocrites. We are, seriously. Like you very rightfully said, that our country is the one that has given a complete documentation on sex, the Kama Sutra. And when our society resorts to this kind of hypocrisy where they can't even accept something which is natural. This is not man-made. Whether it's please pardon me if I'm using any words that hurt you. I don't intend to. Whether it is same-sex marriage or same-sex friendship or whatever that might be, I don't understand who gives these so-called torchbearers in the society to sit on a judgment saying that this is right, this is not right. I really don't see any sense to that. At the same time, I would also like to. I love the dialogue that you said. I love my haters. That's the best approach to adopt. You know why? Because the hypocrisy factor is so predominant. I know of mothers who are extremely hesitant to even discuss something as basic and as mandatory, if I may say so, as menstruation with their daughters. So in such a scenario, it is really very difficult for people to come out and accept something which they consider unnatural. But I feel that patience and perseverance and not giving up will definitely yield results. Like the beautiful saying in Hindi goes, "Dheere dheere re mana hathi man bhar khaye." So I'm sure you will achieve your goals. There is nothing that's going to stop you from achieving that. It's just a matter of time. And yes, I know it is an uphill task. I wish you all the very best. And I don't know, I'm really falling short of words to appreciate you. Here, the so-called normal people, we keep cribbing, ye nahi milta, wo nahi milta. and see the kind of fight that you are so bravely putting up. Hats off to you, and really I wish you that you win in every aspect of your fight. God bless you.
Thank you.
And as usual, Vishwa, you guys rock.
Thank you so much, madam. I really appreciate what you said. Thank you.
No, seriously, and I mean every word of this, because I have a few friends who are gays, and they're so talented, supremely talented. Their artistic abilities would put any so-called normal person to shame. They're immensely talented and so good at heart. I fail to understand what is stopping this so-called society from accepting them. Why this discrimination? Are we really free? We're celebrating 75 years of so-called freedom, but I don't see any freedom. We still have dowry deaths, we have female infanticides, we have this LGBT thing that is happening. I don't understand which world are we living in. I really hope and wish and pray that things change for the better.
Exactly.
Yeah. And a question has come. How does it impact insurance?
How does it impact?
The insurance, same-sex insurance, how does it impact?
See, we obviously, we all plan our future, so we take insurance policies. So definitely we when I'm sure if you're married, you would like to have your husband as a nominee in the insurance policy. After who's going to be the nominee, who's going to be getting the claims and everything. So we also need to ensure the financial security of our partners. Today we don't have any such thing with us, and these rights will help us to have our spouse names, whether if you're a gay then husband, whether if you're lesbian then a wife. I think the word spouse is very important here, because instead of saying husband and wife, now we should start using the word spouse, which can be either a husband or a wife, and that will help us in many ways to ensure that we are securing our spouses for the future.
So in the insurance sheet, is writing a person's name who's not related to you banned officially?
See, my understanding.
Spouse, and if you just nominate a person's name, is it not accepted?
It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's in India. It's not accepted, because the whole question of marriage is not there. You have to understand there is no marriage status for Indians.
So are you saying that if you're not related to a particular person, you can't nominate them as
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So
bank accounts also were very clear. They do not. You cannot nominate somebody who is not your blood relation or something like that. And especially forget about that. Even if they allow, I would like to nominate my husband in a bank account. Today I cannot, because his marriage with me is not recognized in India. He can nominate me in the US if he wants to, but I cannot nominate him in India.
So I'd like to share a few of my experiences where I heard from my father's friends a couple of issues which I wanted to say. My father is 75 years old, and his friend was telling me that there were gays in their classes, and they were forced to marry, and the girls committed suicide because in those days divorce was not accepted, and the girl didn't have a choice to go out of that marriage, and the boy didn't have a choice to live his life the way he wants to. This was one experience. Another experience is, even if the person lives with the person of his choice and he writes his property legally for the other person, once the person is dead, the relatives of that person force the spouse to leave all the properties and go onto the streets. These are real life experiences that I've heard, and I'm sharing this with you.
No, thanks for sharing. I know so many cases of this kind of things happening in India, and there's nothing which can be done about it. The properties and everything is just taken away, and the poor person who's living with that guy for last so many 20 years, 25 years gets nothing. The relatives just throw him out of the house and say, no, you're nothing. You're no relation with our son. You have nothing to do with him. Just get out from here.